subject. Ben Simmons, who once again, in case you missed it, Clutch Sports is trying to get into the All-Star game. All right. Or at least get him All-Star votes, drum those up for him. All right. If they can do that, they should be some people's campaign managers for actual elections. Anyway, Joel Embiid, that was fun. Tyrese Maxey, that was fun. Now for the Ben Simmons news. Here it is from The Athletic, John Hollinger. Check this out. This is from a story that came out yesterday afternoon. So before they beat the Nets last night. Despite the Sixers' bluster to the contrary, the consensus around the league remains that Philadelphia is more likely to act at the trade deadline than carry this all the way through till next summer, so as to avoid punting on a year of Joel Embiid's prime. The counter argument is that the Sixers, as presently constituted, have been unimpressive enough that it might not hurt much to wait. That last line I don't really understand too much, but I think he gets it. I think what he's saying is they're going to make the deal at the deadline. He talked to a whole bunch of GMs around the NBA, and that's the way those GMs feel. I don't know whether or not, and he doesn't state in his story whether or not one of those people was Daryl Morey that he talked to, but I would assume that most GMs, regardless of what they've said or what they've talked about with Daryl Morey, would want it out there that the Sixers are going to make a move at the deadline. Like, and even if I'm a rival GM, and not even a rival, if I'm just another GM in the NBA, I'm looking at the Sixers right now like, there's no way they hold on to him and waste the prime of Joel Embiid's career, waste a prime year of it. There's no way they do that. That's what I'm thinking, because I think you'd have to be nuts to not at least trade for anything anyone's offering at the deadline, because the bottom line isn't just who you get back. It's wasting the prime year of Joel Embiid. What I doubt they're thinking of is that Daryl Morey's thinking of it as, if I don't deliver on this trade, I'm only going to continue to waste years of Joel Embiid's prime. And if Tyrese Maxey keeps on stepping up, then this team's really going to have a shot at doing something if I make a couple of tweaks somewhere else. Question is whether or not he's going to have the money to do that. He could if he ends up trading somebody else, like a Tobias Harris. He trades somebody else. Unload some of the other stuff you have in here to try to bolster the bench a little bit more. But really, the only real trade chips that you have that I think are tangible or not plausible, I think he wants to hold on to Maxey. I think he wants to hold on to Thibault. Tobias Harris might be the guy that's out. Oh, it's a bad fit in Philadelphia. Maybe you try to sell that to another team. Lord knows Tobias Harris has had some good years on some other teams, most notably the LA Clippers. That's the way you could see it shaking out. Maybe that's the trade they end up making. But I think right now, I would love to see them trade Tobias. I would love to see them trade Tobias Harris. But more so, I'd love to see them trade Ben Simmons by the deadline if they get that offer back. He goes on to say in the story, John Hollinger, The Athletic, that Dame Lillard and Bradley Beal seem more unlikely. It's the first time I've seen unlikely attached to Bradley Beal's name in any trade discussion with Ben Simmons. But nonetheless, that's what Hollinger had to say. So Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal look like they are on the outs as far as the trade to Philadelphia goes, according to this story. Whether or not that's true or not, we will see as time goes on. And he starts talking about guys like De'Aaron Fox as more of a likely return on the investment of a Ben Simmons trade. So we'll continue to follow, continue to break it down. But the latest is from John Hollinger, The Athletic, that the Sixers and GMs around the league are expecting the Sixers to make a trade for Ben Simmons or trade away Ben Simmons by the NBA trade deadline of this year. So, hey, here's the thing. Hopefully that happens, and then there's no more speculation. It's just the end. And the Sixers hopefully will be a better team after that going forward.